Two Grand Tours, two podiums. Like Chris Froome and Nairo Quintana, who were already on the podium of the Tour de France, Esteban Chaves should be in the top trio for the second time of the year if nothing goes wrong on Sunday. The Colombian, second of the Giro, wrestled to get the third place of the Vuelta thanks to an attack over 40 kilometers to the finish line. Surprised and isolated, Alberto Contador couldn't strike back. The final ascent was like a time trial for Chaves, ninth of the stage. The Orica leader moved Contador out of the podium for just 13 seconds. "193 kilometers and 5 ascents, it was what was left for Chris Froome at the start of this 20th stage to try and overthrow Nairo Quintana. The previous stage allowed the Briton to close in on the overall leader by 2 minutes 16. Starting in Benidorm, the red jersey was still on the Colombian's shoulders for 1 minute 21 seconds. The final clash is expected to take place in the Alto de Aitana, the 21-kilometer-long ascent that concludes the stage. Before this last battle for the Vuelta success, there was a breakaway leading the race with Rudy Mollard and Luis Leon Sanchez. After 3 passes, the duo was 3 minutes in front of a dozen pursuers, 6 minutes ahead of the red jersey group. Moderate tempo at the front of the pack, the gap even climbed to 13 minutes, 50 kilometers to the finish. The stage winner was definitely going to be a breakaway rider or a pursuer. Behind, among the big guns of the GC, Esteban Chaves was the first to launch an attack in the Puerto de Tudons. At the foot of the final climb of the day, the Colombian tried to detach himself from Contador, riding 2 minutes behind him. Chaves had his eyes on the Spaniard's third place of the GC. Ahead for the stage win, the 10-kilometer mark was the starting signal for the last effort. Luis Leon Sanchez dropped Rudy Mollard, but he was powerless to resist the pace of Darwin Atapuma and Pierre Latour coming from behind. There were 2 fights going on, Froome versus Quintana, we'll come to it, and the Atapuma-Latour mano a mano. 2 very different styles and attitudes on the bikes between the Colombian and the Frenchman. For his first tour, the latter stayed cold-blooded and got rid of the BMC rider in the last 100 meters to clinch the third French success in this Vuelta. 4 minutes later, Chris Froome was trying all he could to drop the red jersey in vain. The Colombian rider didn't give any leeway to the Team Sky leader. On the finish line, Froome yielded and saluted his rival. It makes me really happy. At first I came here with the team strategy to make me work for the overall and take some experience and help Jean-Christophe Péraud. And I was in the Grupetto that finished far behind last Sunday. Last Sunday. After that, we changed our option. It was to try and be in the breakaway to either win a stage or be a relay for a JC. But I had a hard time getting in a break. I managed to do so today, and I win. I'm super happy. Third stage success for a Frenchman in this Vuelta, and 3 tricolors finish in the day's top 10. Dominated in the mountain by Quintana, Froome should share the podium in Madrid with 2 Colombians. It's the first time since 1996 and the all-Swiss podium that no Spaniard reaches the top 3. After 3,200 kilometers and 3 weeks of racing, Madrid is in sight. For the second year in a row, the Spanish capital is the last scenery of this 71st edition. The stage should be mostly processional and please the sprinters, who had a hard time today on the last slopes of the Vuelta.